I'm Warren Bingham. I'm the Executive Chairman of MedTech International. We're a medical devices specialty consultancy business. Experiences so far in this evening. Look, I think we had 3 guests this evening who shared their stories of their journeys of homelessness, all very, very different, but really quite compelling. I think a number of things continue to come back to mind. Firstly, the challenge of homelessness, the size of homelessness in Australia and the problems that people face, unfortunately, is not decreasing, it's increasing. Despite the efforts of what we do this evening and despite the efforts of what everyone collectively as a community, government, organisations and charities do, it's clearly a problem on the increase. And it's on the increase for a whole variety of reasons, and I think what really came back to roost for me was some of the simple things in life that change that can certainly put someone on the spiral towards homelessness pretty quickly. A disruption at home, a low economic situation at home, cash gets a bit tight, rent's hard to pay and gets lagged, it gets behind, and then one thing leads to another, and then suddenly a family are evicted from their place, their only place they call home, and forced with the situation of trying to find shelter and then get their lives back on track. And I think that's tragic that we deal with certain circumstances like that perhaps so dramatically without the intervention of some form of support mechanisms that could perhaps avoid the eviction, just for that as one example. Knowing that not every homeless situation is built around the same parameters. So, look, I think there's a lot for us to take and a lot for us to think about and learn from others' experiences. And I think if we could prevent these things from happening, we could, I'm sure, save a lot of heartache and a lot of hurt and help get people back on track. I'm a strong believer in helping others at a whole variety of different levels. This is an issue that really talks to the heart of a country and the culture of a country, I believe. We live in one of the world's best countries there is. We have a great government system that looks after our residents, our citizens, our visitors, but we clearly don't have a number of things that are as good as we think. And I think this year particularly what has really become obvious is the statistics of homelessness is just getting worse. I mean, we're now talking 116,000. Last year it was 110. 2 years prior to that it was 105,000 people. These numbers should be decreasing, they shouldn't be increasing. So we've got to continue to do something to get together, to community, to gather, to help, and to collectively do what we can to at least help resolve some of the issues. Be realistic about it and not think that we can fix the problem and remove the problem, but we can certainly help those who are suffering within that problem. So for me, this is my 8th Australian CEO Sleepout, my 9th if I combine that with my South African 2016 CEO Sleepout with Vinnies CEO, which was another experience of a whole different level. And I just don't think that we can afford to stop. I think we've got to continue doing what we're doing and to offer the support and the assistance we possibly can. We've also got to continue to be innovative in what we do and how we do it. We can't keep going back to the same communities asking just to donate money. That's not necessarily the solution to the problem. We've got to learn more about and share more about what is it that these funds go to, how is it that we actually help the issue of homelessness, and perhaps through this also find ways to which we should get our collective voices louder to the community at large to get more support in, and the government to be more collaborative, or should I say for us to collaborate more with them and to see if we can do something on a more concerted front. Do it. Don't consider it. Just do it. Vinnies CEO, the founder, says himself that he says, I guarantee you will change the way you think after being through through a CEO Sleepout. It's certainly an evening where you get to appreciate and reflect and to be grateful, if you will, of what one has in their life at this very moment, at this very evening, if not for the rest of the year and for what you've experienced. because it is confronting, and it's designed to be confronting, to really explain and to demonstrate to us as the CEOs exactly what homelessness is really all about. It changes your opinions, it changes your perspective, and hopefully it'll change the way you think and the way you act moving beyond this. Your role as a CEO will be to experience this and then to share that experience within your family, your friends, your business community, and those around you, and to help them understand what you have experienced and heard. And in doing so, you will be part of the education of the real issues of homelessness in Australia to those outside of this circle. Not to mention the funds that we raise will go a long way to helping provide the services that are needed for those who are affected by homelessness. Thanks to Create Engage for doing all this fantastic video work. Thank you to all my sponsors. Congratulations to all the CEOs for just having the courage to come here. I think we have in the Sydney CEO Sleepout some 60% of the CEOs this evening are here for their first time, which is absolutely tremendous and fantastic, which means we'll have 60% of tonight's audience, which is probably 180, nearly 200 people who would have experienced this for their very first time. And hopefully we'll start to change their impressions, their thoughts, and their beliefs of what homelessness is, and just raise their awareness of the issues, and in doing so perhaps raise what their actions are in helping resolve it. For me, this is a privilege to be able to do. I do it with the support of my friends, my family, my business network, and my sponsors, and I'm very grateful for that, and very thankful for all the support that I have. Thank you.